We celebrate an Indian saint, Saint Mariam Thresia, on 8th June. Mariam Thresia was born in Kerala on 26th April 1876 as the third of 5 children of Thoma and Tanda, and was later baptized on 3rd May 1876 at the Church of Saint Mary. She was named in honor of Teresa of Avila. Her family was once rich, though became poor when her grandfather married off 7 daughters after selling property for each costly dowry. This led to her brothers and her father taking up drinking. Her mother was her father's second wife. Her father's first wife, Mariam Kutti, died during childbirth in 1872. In 1884, her mother tried to vain to discourage the pious girl from her severe fast and night vigils. Her mother died on 2nd March 1888 after blessing her children who gathered at her deathbed. Her mother's death marked the conclusion of her studies, and she instead dedicated herself to contemplation in her local parish church. She made a private vow to remain chaste in 1886. In 1891, she hatched a scheme to sneak from home to lead a life of penance in the hills, but soon decided against this and instead returned home. She was subjected to several exorcisms from Joseph Vathayathil under the orders of the local bishop, and from 1902 it was Vathayathil who became her spiritual director until her death. In 1903, she requested John Menacheri, the Archbishop of Thrissur, to build a house of retreat, but it was turned down. Menacheri instead suggested she make an effort to join a religious congregation and encouraged her to join the new congregation of the Franciscan Clarists, but left since she didn't feel called to it. Later, she joined the Carmelites at Olur, and from there too she left because she did not feel drawn to them either. In 1913, she set up a house at Puthenchira, and on 14th May 1914 founded the Congregation of the Holy Family, to which she was professed in and vested in its habit. She was the first superior of the order. In imitation of Jesus, she helped the poor, nursed the sick, visited and comforted the lonely people of her parish. She was said to have had a range of spiritual experiences, such as receiving the stigmata, and hid this from public view. She first had this in 1905, though became more visible on 27th January 1909. She also supposedly suffered a series of demonic attacks. In 1926, a falling object struck her on the leg and the wound soon aggravated. Mankidian was admitted to the local hospital, though doctors deemed her condition fatal, and she was moved by bullock cart back to her convent, where on 7th June 1926 she received the final sacraments and the viaticum. She died at 10 p.m. on 8th June 1926 from her leg wound that her diabetes aggravated. Her final words were, "Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, I give you my heart and my soul." On the morning of her death, she was laid on the floor on a mat at her request, with her spiritual director and fellow religious huddled around her. Her funeral was celebrated on 9th June, and in accordance with her wishes, her remains were not washed prior to her funeral. John Paul II beatified Mariam Thresia on 9th April 2000 and was canonized on 13th October 2019 by Pope Francis.